Greetings from Kansas City, home of the Chiefs. This is Renee Benson at AV Renee KC, and you are listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hello from Los Angeles, Southern California. I'm written by Murphy, author and podcast crew member extraordinaire. You are joining us for the AV Life.
James King here, writer for Higher Ed Digital Magazine. I could go on, but that'll take up too long. So you are watching and listening to the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Wert, proudly representing the Steelers Nation here as we are, when you're listening to this, it'll be after the game. But as we're recording, Renee and I are both cheering on our teams, and you are watching and listening to the AV Life. So yes, welcome to another weekly episode. We're now into episode number 2 of 2022. That's a lot of twos, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I started that sentence and then went, "Oh, this is going to be. I got to make sure I hit this just right." So,
and what else is today?
Yes, there is also a birthday in the house. Mr. James King, happy birthday!
Woo. Our very own overachiever.
To you.
Yep.
Yes, the man who is everywhere in social media, podcasting, and
I've decided that either James has a clone or 2 clones, or he's just a big fat liar. He cannot be and do all these things.
I don't know if his wife could handle 2 of him. So it's
you're just everywhere and doing everything. It's just really impressive and really amazing. And happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yes, we are very proud to have you as part of our crew and as part of the AV Tweep group, as it were. You've James, you are definitely a rising star in our higher ed community. So I've actually, I don't even know if I could say rising star after this point. I think you have risen to a very great level, sir. So yeah, congratulations and happy birthday.
Thank you.
I do see a lot of things. I'm like, oh, that's my friend. I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy. Yeah, it's impressive. And his motto is always be learning. And by golly, you must be doing that every second of every day of your life. So kudos to you.
So yeah, you had the opportunity. I gave you the out tonight, and I said, you don't have to join us on your birthday, and you chose to be here. Where
else would I be? Like, you guys are friends and family. Come on.
Yeah.
I'll cheers to you. Cheers. Happy birthday.
Cheers to you. Yes.
My massive mug.
Yeah. Yes, Murphy, I do have to applaud you on your massive mug there. I know.
That thing is
look at this cool artsy little flaw.
Looks like you made that in like a pottery class,
Well, I did not, but there is a pottery purveyor that I bought it from, named Marianne, whom I got to know as I was like, that is an enormous mug. And she goes, and it's dishwasher and microwave safe. I'm like, I'm sold. So
very nice.
Can never have too many mugs.
No, that is very true.
Just ask Chris.
Yeah, exactly. And James got a nice one for his Secret Santa with representing the old state of Iowa. That was really cool of Mike to give. Yeah. See, I'm stalking you. I know what's going on.
Yeah, that went well. It was I got that idea off of one of the members, Aaron, from John Hobson's. He in one of the meeting, either a HETMA meeting or a higher ed meeting, or who knows, can't keep track these days. But he mentioned it'd be nice to do like a school shirt swap. And of course, it was right around the holidays. I'm like, hey, let's do a Secret Santa in the higher ed one. And one of the rules was one item had to have your school logo on it. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to join in on that next year. I think I definitely missed out because I was part of so many other Secret Santas, and plus my own shopping for like my giant Irish family that I have. It was just I was just like, ugh. I mean, it was only one more person, but at the same time, it was like, okay, I could say no to this right now. But now I'm seeing everything that was coming through, and I was like, oh, I had total FOMO. It was,
Yeah. And yeah, it went well. I was very impressed with how it went, and went pretty smooth, and got ideas for next year. Even though I did this one very late, so next year it'd be better.
I think that was also it. It was because it kind of came down the pipe a little later, and I was like, if it had been earlier, I probably would have said yes. So maybe
Yeah.
we'll get a better turnout next year on it too. So
Hopefully. And also
yeah.
hopefully COVID would because there was one or two members who signed up and then
Mhm.
messaged me later and like, I can't get into our school store because of COVID or some other reason.
Oh,
So they couldn't
yeah.
meet one of the rules, so they had to back out.
Dang it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a shame. So yeah, I mean, yeah, not everybody could just go on Amazon and pick up like Rutgers equipment and they,
Yeah,
send it off
exactly.
to somebody. Not all colleges and universities have that luxury. So
Well, and it needs
uh,
more coming right from your campus, I feel like.
oh, I
Pick it up
agree.
off the shelf in the bookstore or
Mhm.
whatever. Yeah, that's
I found some of the cooler t-shirts at the bookstore on campus than anything I've ever found online. You
yeah.
know, like I have one that is a Star Wars one, and it has
Oh my
the
gosh.
block. Yeah, okay, so it's got the block R like it's supposed to, and it has a picture of Darth Vader, and it says, "I am a Scarlet Knight like my father before me," which is true because my dad's an alum as well. So I got that T-shirt.
Oh,
So it was
wow.
like, yeah.
That's pretty
So
cool.
I've never seen that T-shirt since then. So it's
They made it for you and then they're done.
they knew I was coming, you know. So and that was like early on. Like that was one of the first T-shirts I bought as an employee of Rutgers University. So,
Yeah.
Nice. Very
but
nice.
so and just real quick, as everyone heard, so Renee, you're ready for this weekend
I am. I'm
as
not
far
gonna
as
lie and
ready
say
for
I'm
some
not a little
football.
nervous, but you know, we have good weeks and we have bad weeks, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm praying for a good week this week. And I know you're still God,
This one,
I should have known.
this background has made many appearances over the years.
Uh-huh.
Well,
um, I
I-
I will be honest. I am worried about this weekend. I hope everyone goes out and has fun. Like I'm you know
yeah.
that seems to be from the articles I'm reading and the videos I've seen is that the Steelers are just looking to have fun this weekend. So I
Well,
mean, going out to KC is a challenge in and of itself. We've had that discussion before on this podcast about how loud it gets in KC.
right.
To the Steelers' benefit, and you are very much aware of this, Renee, we travel very well. Steelers Nation comes to the call, especially during the playoffs.
Yeah.
So uh,
Yeah.
it's going to be a fun game, I think, no matter what.
When I first moved to Kansas City, I'm like, do you think half of the Steelers fans moved here, or that many people really come for a game? Like, what is happening here? Because you guys do represent, and if you know, look at the crowd, you see the, what do you call the towels? The
Terrible towels.
terrible towels that they wave around and stuff. And yeah, so it should be a good game. I'd really like to go, but I'm not very good luck, so I'm certainly not going to go during a playoff game.
Oh yeah, this is I'm only wearing this jersey right now. I have not worn a jersey this season at all. So
Oh no,
you know,
wear it Sunday. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
no. As as Michael Scott said in The Office, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. You know,
Yeah.
so
I always love
Okay.
that quote.
that's the best.
Yeah.
And actually, we were funny. My wife and I were just watching that episode on the on Peacock with the super fan episodes. So that's why it was fresh in my mind.
That's funny.
There was actually a professional baseball player who used that line.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I forget who it was, but he was on the interview, and the lady asked if he was superstitious, and he's like, "I'm not superstitious. I'm a little sister."
It sounds like a Yogi Berra-ism or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I
this
don't
was
think
recently, so it was a young player who would have
so.
grew up watching The Office.
Probably, yeah, that's true. So, so yeah, it's gonna be a fun weekend. So, obviously, by the time you all are hearing this, episode, we will have a decision made, even though we are the Steelers and the Chiefs are the last game on Sunday night, which just made it so much more fun for me, I think, just to find out that we were the last game of the weekend. But so we'll have an answer by the time the episode drops, and we'll see what happens. But before I digress anymore, Murphy, we're going to have you take it away with the PM Minute.
As we are thinking about the upcoming events to come that you're excited about and you're a little stitious about, this PM Minute, I would like to say, as a project manager, there are many times when I have had to deal with what appears to be bad news. Like something is not going right. You ever had a situation where things are not going right, and I have to gather everybody together to get it back on track or to get it going in the right direction? So I'm going to say the PM Minute today is about focus on the positive. Project what you want to have happen, which I think is also true with fandom in sports. Think about the good part. So even when there is a huge, what appears to be in the mind of the people coming together, let us say the customer or whoever is somebody is like, this is on fire. This is a dumpster fire. This is a train wreck. And they're like giving you all this noise and like, well, you could look at it that way, but don't even acknowledge that. So when I come to get everybody together, I'm like, look at what we've done. We have done these things. And here's the next thing we're going to do. And we're going to get to the part where we want to be done, where it's going to be where we want it to be. So as we're doing that, focus on the positive. And when I say, hey, you guys have gotten the equipment, it's on site, and we've got this done and it's ready. All these things and all those things are undeniably true, because there's always a bunch of things that did happen. There'll be one thing that is bothering, and some people may feel is blocking all progress and is a disaster, but pull out and go, okay, this is where we're trying to get to, and focus on the positive. And then everybody goes, okay, there is motion happening, and we're going to continue that motion to get to the very end. That's the desired end.
I like it. And I will say, oh, see, this is too big. All right. I had Monty Python going through my head.
Yep, I had that too.
Always look
Didn't I
on
mention
the
that?
bright
Didn't I mention that the last time? I don't think it was in the context of the PM Minute, but I did sing a little bit of that, I think, in our last.
I think that's what it was. Yeah. So
yeah.
It kind of, oh no, not quite. It doesn't quite fit, but yeah. But yes, that the power of positive thinking, and that's the other thing too. I think that's a very critical element in general.
Always.
But
and
I
by the
think
way, to be positive, that background is much better than your last one that had all that black and gold.
That's all right. I'll put back on the AV Life logo once I find it among my my gallery here of all sorts of wild backgrounds. I think I'm gonna need a spring cleaning on there we go on what's going on. Yeah, I think there's something very telling and very effective about positive thinking and keeping that morale going as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with so many mergers and things happening that, everybody's always unknown and what's going to happen next. It's like, it's so hard, but if you stay positive, we're going to all get through it. And sometimes things just happen for a reason, right? Like, may seem bad today, it might end up being the best thing that ever happened tomorrow. So
I mean, I will say this last week and actually that's a great segue, Renee. This last week I've read of 2 different acquisitions that have happened. At least I heard that Audinate bought the video portion of some Belgian company, and I'm assuming that that's to help with the video portion of Dante
Right.
AV. So that I didn't read the full article, I will admit to that. But I did see that headline. And then Audix was just bought. Is that what I saw too today?
I
think
didn't
that's
see that.
what I
I
yeah.
didn't see that.
So I don't want to, well, maybe I shouldn't say that until I know that that was what I was reading.
Was some
But yeah,
company that
it's
began with an A?
yeah, it's one of those things, like I just feel like, when we get to the beginning of the new year, a lot of these acquisitions seem to happen. You're starting like a brand new year, and a lot of these deals have been pre-worked and they can announce them after the new year. So we're getting to that point. And as the and also I saw the Jimmy Singleton has another article out and discussing the continuation of the great what's the word I'm looking for?
Resignation.
Thank you. I totally
Yeah.
drew a blank on
Employee
resignation.
experience. Yeah, he was.
It's
Yeah.
a great article.
So
Yeah,
you head over to higheredev.com and take a listen to, or take a read. You have to read that one, by the way. Not everything over there is podcasts and videos. There are great articles, especially ones that James writes as well. So yeah, so take a run over there and take a read. I'm looking for that email and I don't find it. I can't find it now. I'll see. That's going to drive me nuts. I don't want to give false information and get somebody in trouble, like. But anyway, but then the big news also was that ISC is now being postponed.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That is the big news. That is the biggest of the news.
Yeah. So aren't there like, okay, so somebody tweeted it the other day. I don't know if it was Aaron but it was like ICE, Infocom, and NAM are all within like 3 or 4 weeks of each other or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joe Way, I think, posted it too. Like it was something like that. And he's presenting at Infocom and at ISC. And he's gonna be at all three. Like it's just, he's basically gonna spend May and June just traveling, so yeah, it's a little crazy.
And then back, and wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Like
He can be a busy boy.
mm-hmm.
He'll have to step away from his vendor relations nights. Wow.
Yeah, not going out with Crestron. I believe that's who it is tonight, because he went to the road show from Crestron, which is supposed to be making its way over this way as well eventually. And it's funny, I actually got a phone call from my Legrand rep, and they are also planning on doing something similar as well. So details on that to follow. I don't want to give away too much information without, So
I just saw it on the signature of somebody's email the other day, and it was the Legrand Roadshow and the out west, like Phoenix or something like that. And I thought, 2022 is going to be the year of the road shows.
Which you predicted.
Yes, you did. You did predict that.
Standing by it.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's the way to go. And our friend Frank had tweeted out about that as part of the AV challenge, and had mentioned about the AVIT summit that happened over at Citi Field a couple of years ago, and it was a great regional event that was well attended by those of us that are in the area. And I know Joey Lloyd is going to be so upset with me eventually, because I'm just going to keep saying it. We need regional events, and we need to have something in October when the people in higher ed can, really actually get to, Avixa events. June is just not as easy as October.
I saw her reply to one of Joe Way's tweets, and it was kind of like, yeah, not a chance.
Yeah, no, that was what she basically told me too. She's like, yeah, so but yeah, so there's definitely going to be an opportunity now for the reconsideration. you know what, we are going through that surge again with Omicron right now. This is getting, I'm getting those like twitches of 2020 all over again. Like, you know, it's like numbers are going up and things are changing. And I think I'm more like, I'm more calmer about the whole situation, because I feel like we have a better grasp on how this operates, and we know what we need to do to squash this, and people getting vaccinated and people now getting infected as well. It's, you know, it's
People getting better,
and they're getting better. Yes.
which is a big, in March of 2020, that was not at all an assumption. Now it is deadly for many people, but we also know more of what the some people, that set of people are, you know, and so, like my dear friend says, protect the vulnerable. And so we can say, okay, this person is weak, and others of us though kind of know that it's safer for us to be out there. And I don't know, Renee, you and I have both gotten it. I don't know if you guys have gotten COVID and recovered, but it's good to know, like, yeah, there's people that have died. There's a lot more people that have recovered. And so we have some treatments. We have a lot more things that we know. We have things that we can do, tests and all kinds of things that we did not have in March of 2020. So it's a wiser, more hopeful 2022.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Or
So,
maybe I'm
all
just
right,
trying
so
to focus on the good things.
Positive.
So going back to my comment about audits, so the company Vitek is purchasing they're acquiring audits. The Oregon-based audits team and facility will become Vitek Imaging Solutions Audio R&D Center of Excellence. So they're using it, they're getting purchased for their R&D. So and that's, you know what, but that's our industry right now. Our industry is shrinking, I guess, for lack of a better term. We're streamlining. There's not as many little shops. It's now the bigger groups that are starting to appear, you know, so it is what's happening right now. So
It's crazy.
yeah. So and speaking with shows, since we talked about ISE being postponed, and you know, it sounds like as of right now, Infocom is staying where it's at. Us folks over at HETMA have teamed with Avixa, and we are offering a scholarship. Correct, James?
Correct. Yes, we are offering the Prism Scholarship. It's targeted at. I know I'm going to butcher this. I do apologize, but it's I'm just going to go underrepresented demographic in the AV industry. So like your female, your LGTB, your minorities, all these underrepresented members of our outstanding community. And I'm sure I'm going to miss some benefits from this, but if I recall correctly, there's 10 scholarships. The winners of the scholarships will get a 1 year of the premium, or not premium.
I think it was silver, wasn't it?
No, the highest.
No, the highest one.
The single, yeah, whatever. I'm trying to think of
platinum.
No, it starts with an E, doesn't it? Avixa. Man,
well, I'm seeing if I can find. Okay, but I know I'm totally not. Totally not a.
Let me pull it up right now. I was
gonna say I'm going through the Slack channel right now to go get it, and I'm signing into my. This is so unprofessional.
Yeah,
but this is also when you do episodes like this. Elite.
Yes, that's a word. I knew it started with an E. I just couldn't remember. So yeah, 1 year elite membership, a waiver for the CTS exam, mentor from the HETMA community to help you. I think they get access to like the online prep courses and stuff, and trip to an InfoCom.
Wow.
It's a great opportunity. It's
And that's
especially
sponsored by HETMA.
It's the HETMA scholarship partner with Avixa, but is through HETMA. The HETMA members are going to be the ones reviewing applications and awarding it.
Wow.
So there's a committee who is working very hard on that.
Yes. Yeah. There's a whole committee that looks at all of them. A very diverse committee so that way we are sticking by our commitment for diversity and inclusion for as part of HETMA. So that's a huge thing. And especially, as budgets are being cut and training is not put up on the forefront, this is to help those who like James said, the underrepresented. And, if there's an opportunity to get to an InfoCom or to get the training you need, this is the opportunity to get it. Fill out the application. It costs you nothing to do it except for the time to fill out the application. And, make it happen. We are here to support and to develop, more of our higher ed folk, so we want to see everyone succeed. And we're
really
very
cool
excited
because
about this.
That's all expensive stuff, especially if people are paying for that themselves, or they've got university with budget issues or companies with budget issues, whatever. That's really cool.
Mhm.
That's really
Or
awesome.
even as often happened with me when I was at places and like, hey, I want to go. They're like, no, that's not for you.
Yep. That's another thing
Yeah.
we talked about. I actually got the press release, the blurb. So let me read that real quick.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
Hot off the
Mhm.
presses.
Yeah, the email went out a couple weeks ago, so it's been out on the presses. But the email says, as part of their dedication to diversity, equity, and inclusion, HETMA, with the support of Avixa, has created the Prism Scholarship to support the growth of underrepresented communities within the U.S. higher education technology workforce. The intent of the Prism Scholarship is to encourage women, LGBTQIA plus, Black, Latino, Asian, indigenous, sorry, I butchered that word,
Indigenous.
disabled person and others to become active leaders and role models for technology managers in the higher education space. Recipients will be recognized as someone who is determined to leave their mark as an AV professional, has demonstrated a commitment to their continued education, and displays a passion for both higher education and the experience that audiovisual technology creates. Scored, chosen, and distributed solely by HETMA decision. The scholarship includes a 1-year elite membership to Avixa, inclusive of the entire online catalog of education, access to virtual certification technology specialist, the CTS prep course, and course material, the coverage of an exam fee for the CTS exam, a mentorship by APMA member, plus a trip to a future Infocom show. A total of 10 scholarships will be awarded in 2022, with the application process now open.
So that's 10. That's 10
We're doing
just
that 10,
this
we're doing
year.
that 10 times.
10 scholarships. Yep.
So
I
it's
thought
10
one was kind of
individual.
cool. 10 is definitely
10.
very cool.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
10 individuals that can go and get
Yes.
all that. And that's just this year. So
Good
if for
Lord,
some
that's
reason
awesome.
if it doesn't pan out this year for you, or like scheduling or whatever, or if you just whatever, you missed the deadline, whatever, there's next year. Like this is something but jump on it now. Do it now. Like this is a great opportunity to
Definitely.
be seen. And that's how we're going to succeed, is by having everybody. So everybody at the table, everybody involved, and that's how we succeed. So
Wow, that's really cool.
yeah.
It is very cool. And that's one thing I'm very proud about saying, being part of HETMA, is seeing this, because I know I'm still kind of new in the AV industry, but I felt like there's been a lot of talk about, oh, we got to be more inclusive, we're more diverse, but that's it. It's just talk. And now this is actually action put in place to help increase the diversity in our industry.
Mhm. This is, yeah, it's exciting to see the act, like you said, the action happening. So
Right.
it's really cool.
That's cool.
So
That's really great.
yeah.
That's
So
really great. Damn.
and
really cool.
yeah. So
Was that Joe Way's idea or Joe Way's?
No, no, it actually was not Joe. It was the HETMA community. Like it
Mm.
was a committee effort put together, and they pitched it to the board.
Yeah.
Very
And
cool.
they jumped right on it. Like it
Right.
was
Very cool.
so, you know, Vixa also recognized the need for
Yeah.
more. So yeah, this is amazing. This is just the way it all came together. And if you had seen the excitement on Joey Lloyd's face when we were at Infocom and we were announcing it there. I mean, Joe was excited too, but Joey like ran with this idea.
Yeah.
Like she really like
That's really neat.
took it, and yeah. So there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of support to make this happen and to be successful. So I believe the link is at hetma.org. James,
I'm still trying to verify that. I didn't see it, but I do know last I heard from Joe, I think he
Stay
said they're
tuned.
redoing the website. But if you need a link, just hit one of us up. We got the link.
Yep.
We'll send
or
you
tweet at hetma.org. You know, they're out there too. I'm just looking. I'm like, yeah, I was gonna say I'm taking a quick look as well. Or what you could also do is sign up for the HETMA newsletter and join HETMA, and then you will have access to all the information as it's coming out. So, and that you could do at hetma.org, HETMA.org. So,
And membership for HETMA for higher education members will always be free.
always be free. Yeah. So that is, it doesn't cost you anything to join HETMA. It doesn't cost you anything to fill out the application for the Prism Scholarship. And the only thing you gain is a whole lot of knowledge and a whole lot of accessibility. So go do it.
Yeah, make it happen.
So yeah, we're all really excited about that. And then also in February, just as a quick teaser, we have our HETMA conference coming up as well. You know, the award-winning HETMA conference. And hopefully, wait, James, did we make it through to the next round on the AV Nation?
I don't think so, but I think the first last year we won. I don't think we made it to the second round on this one.
It wasn't this. I know it's not this year, so I know, but last year, so we won for it. Also, speaking of the AV Nation Awards, get out there and vote. You know, find our higher ed folk. There are a lot of great projects, a lot of great people out there that are, you know, that need to be recognized. So make sure you vote. You know, every little vote helps and counts and gets things through for that. Again, also check us out. Check out on Twitter and, you know, all the socials, and you can vote. Vote early and vote often.
Yeah, vote early and often. And also, that's I want to say is another sign. I think our industry is moving in the right direction. Is last year there was one diverse person on the nomination for AV Professional of the Year, but not one single female. I admit I was someone who was nominated, which was a great honor. But I was extremely pleased to see a very wide, diverse AV Professionals nominations this year.
Okay.
And I think right now, in all the running, we love Mark, but I think Mark's the only male left. It's all AV Rockstar females. So it's going to be a very good one this year. Whoever wins, they're all amazing, even Mark.
Yes.
So they're all well deserving. You can't choose a wrong person there.
Mhm. We could always just say vote higher ed though.
Yes. Lex and Aaron. Vote
Lex and Aaron, vote for Lex, vote for Aaron. So,
Been voting every day. Sometimes it's hard because it's like, oh, you got
mhm.
It
Oh yeah,
is
no.
hard.
Yeah, especially when like you're involved and you know like a lot of the people that are involved and you know
Yeah.
how awesome everybody is. Like, you know, there's a reason that these people are at the top of the list. It's because they all are awesome. And you know, so so speaking of awesome people, James, you you were highlighted this week in Joe Way's Higher Ed AV podcast. And just as a quick, because when this episode comes out, you still have a day before Joe's episode comes out for the following week. So I don't know who Joe has up on for this next week, but what you do, I can tell you, you can still have access to James's interview with Joe. You want to give him a couple highlights, James? So that way you give him, this is your chance for a teaser here.
So, yeah. So thank you, Tim. Joe put a call out to the folks out there looking for guests, and a lot of people jumped on. I was one of them who opened up and said, "Hey, yeah, I'll jump on for you." And we basically went over the whole list of everything I do, and we didn't even cover all of it. And
That's the whole episode, probably.
And that's what Renee was saying earlier. You are like the busiest man in higher ed AV.
yes, I enjoy being busy, and I go stir crazy when I'm not busy. So, but yeah, we went over. Let's see, we talked about HETMA. We talked about the AV life. We talked about Ask the Programmer. We talked about my article. Joe called indoor soccer cheating. You know how it all is.
It's
Of
fast
course
paced.
he did.
That's indoor soccer is fast paced. It's not
Yes,
cheating.
it
It's
is.
fast paced. And it's great. And actually, and putting it in a little arena is great for little kids too, by the way, just putting it that way.
Yeah, it's fun. I played indoors as an adult and coach, and it's definitely fun. Different than being outside. I'll take the outside any day.
James, I think we've talked about this before. You're that coach that is always on the field in shorts, no matter what the weather is.
Yeah.
Are you that guy? Yeah, you're.
Yeah, normally. Sometimes it can get pretty cold out there. I'll throw some windbreaker pants on, but most of the time shorts.
Yeah, I got a guy that I do events with for the church, and he's that guy. He'll wear shorts all year round.
That's my husband. It's crazy.
I can't. Yeah, I can't do that. You know, maybe it's the the scrawny legs or something, but I just can't.
Yeah.
Like, I love my shorts and I love my jeans, but I know when to change from one to the other.
You know, I can't do that. I'm always
But-
cold. I was on a
but yeah,
team
so
meeting the other day with my coat on in my house. I was like, it's that cold here. I have a big coat on.
Well, yeah, you missed it. You missed it last week, Renee. I started with my hoodie on, but as soon as the episode started, like, it got to be like 90 degrees in my basement, and all of a sudden I'm like tearing the sweatshirt off. I'm like, I don't know what happened, but
That was not a family friendly show.
no, it never. And it's funny because whenever I post the videos on YouTube, it asks, "Is this kid friendly?" And I always check off no, because you just never know with us. So let's just be safe and say no kids. It's like, it's all I needed to
No
do is show up
promises.
on like YouTube Kid. What?
I said no promises that it's
No
safe for
promise.
kids. Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
you know.
exactly.
Tim has been known to have to edit a time or two.
Yeah, timer. Yes, exactly. And I dread those episodes. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, I just rather like just cut and paste, put it together, put it out there. So, but yeah. So, Murphy, I know we are getting close to your departure
Looking
time.
forward.
Any parting thoughts before
It's gonna be a good
I
year.
Yes. Yes. That's positive thoughts for a good year. That's
Yes.
yes. Well, thank you very much, Murphy, for your awesome PM minute. I feel like from last week when we were talking about staying on target, and now we're staying positive as well. Like there's a lot of, those are two good points that I think this is a great kickoff to 2022 with.
That's great. Okay, guys, I'm going to kick all the way off then.
All right.
Good one, Murphy.
And Murphy.
Have a good one, Murphy. All right. Well, we're going to start wrapping up anyhow. So I don't want to make it. I just want to make sure we gave Murphy the opportunity to say goodbye, and instead of her just like, hey, I got to go. So, and yes, we are approaching our 45-minute mark. So we are, we went a little over last week, but that's okay. I think it was a good conversation. It was fifth. It was Joe was on the episode. So,
Oh, geez.
yeah.
Enough said. No, just kidding.
So, no, he was really good. He was really good. He maintained his crew level, for this next time, whenever he is not being wined and dined by Crestron. Yeah.
That cracks me up. When every time he says, what did he say? Vendor
management.
I'm like,
Yeah.
So is that Top Golf or is that, it's like...
I even asked him, I was like, oh, so where are we going this time? And he goes, I don't know yet. I'm like, oh, a mystery dinner.
Yeah. He's probably like, it doesn't matter. It's vendor management.
Exactly. Yes.
Bless his heart. That's funny.
Yeah. So, thank you, Renee. Thank you to James. Happy birthday yet again, sir.
Happy birthday, James.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for spending your birthday with us. And
Anytime.
we are glad to have you as part of our family as well.
Absolutely.
That the AV family, we're all here for each other and to support each other. And that's the Prism Scholarship is definitely one of those ways we're doing that as well. Extending beyond just us as HETMA, that we are us as a family as well. So, so over the next couple of weeks, I was kind of hoping we would talk a little bit about CES this week, but sounds like Nancy got a little double booked tonight. So we'll hold off on talking about CES. We will have another firing range episode coming up in 2 weeks, because I think that works out about right? Yeah. 20th, 27th. Yes. 2 weeks. And then we will have another firing range episode.
And we're
Yes, I know.
one of June. Oh my gosh.
I am, but you know what? I am loving this new format though. I think having the firing range to look forward to, having 45 minutes of an episode, we knock it out and we keep going. And this is good. So, and you know what, I'm going to throw this out there to our fan base out there, which apparently, little tidbit, I don't have any verification on this. Apparently we are ranked 130th of technology podcasts in Canada. So I am very happy to hear that, but I don't know exactly how else to quantify that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it as a win. So it's
stay positive. It's a win.
Let's stay positive. It's a win. So, we have that. And, so as our listeners out there, tell us what you think. Like, is there stuff you want to hear from us? Is there more topics where you want us to be more focused on? I want to hear it from you. So send it to @the AV Life Pod on Twitter. Tim at higher@av.com. You can send me an email there. That'll get you to me. And we'd love to hear your feedback. And let's make 2022. I want to fit your needs. So let's do that. So that's that for this episode. And you'll hear from us soon. And until our next adventure.